Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Centauri Let's Play. This is Northstar. I hope you folks are well. Took a moment to rest and to reflect, and it's funny the things that come to you. By the way, welcome to my channel if you're new. Check out the series in the beginning. I have a lot of videos. Warn you, sometimes I go in digressions, tangents. I try to keep things interesting that way when I'm not just talking about what I'm going to do with the game. But seeing I was reflecting on things a little bit, and here's some of the things that popped in my head about what's going on in the world. Endless war, far-right budget, martial law in Los Angeles, threats of violent crackdowns and protests across the country, or even martial law across the country, ignoring the long COVID crisis, which is a crisis indeed. Over 4 million Americans now are disabled with long COVID, with over 14 million having it. And some estimates say that the real number is probably much higher because we've simply stopped producing tests that can detect the newer variants of coronavirus, and then people show long COVID-like symptoms, but without those PCR tests, or well, actually the quick test, but without a positive quick test, people rarely get the PCR test, which still exist. So my bad, I misspoke there. But with low rates of testing, people are getting COVID and getting long COVID symptoms and not getting diagnosed with long COVID. Suddenly they can't think clearly anymore. Their muscles ache all the time. They're not waking up rested. These are all symptoms of long COVID, and the experts have noticed things like the rates of traffic accidents go up after every coronavirus spike, even now. Why? Well, long COVID affects motor coordination, especially soon after people develop it. I'm disabled with long COVID myself, and I suppose there's a silver lining to the fact I got it during the pandemic before the vaccine was available, and quick tests were still readily available, and I was able to follow that up with 2 PCR tests because I got a private PCR test, but then my university, which I was in grad school finishing a special master's, also wanted one, so I got 2 because they want always do testing themselves. I learned after I'm like, okay, I have a confirmed PCR test. Like, we want you to do yours, so I did that. So they're both positive, which double confirmation, which is very rare nowadays. People are lucky to get any confirmation. All sorts of essential workers are still getting COVID though, because the vaccine is not 100% protective. The immunity wears off over time, and the vaccine schedule is not as frequent as is needed to even provide maximal protection. People should be getting vaccine shots like every 4 months, and they're usually getting every 6 or less. So there's some waning of immunity, and even at that maximal 4-month rate, it's not 100% protection against getting infected or against long COVID. Ooh, a pod. Well, the scout patrols are making their way off this peninsula to explore, as the name Scout Patrol implies. They are scouting. These guys should probably... Darn it! Just gonna try and get the artifact here. And then once I load it, the Scout Patrol could go for that pod. Well, best attack instead be intact. At least the Scout Patrol won't die. Just gonna have to wait a turn. Best to have the transport fall, so wait. I mean, I should get this laser foil in position for 1, 2, 3, 4. Could get bounced. For now, it should probably just protect the transport foil with an artifact on it. That works fine. It's not like you can load a ship into a transport. Not to mention transport's already full. So it's on sentry duty. The scout patrol, however, can go exploring. Try and go this way. Bounced. If I had found a worm, I could have bombarded it by pulling this laser foil tile north, but no worm. No worms, no worries. Right.
Indigenous life forms.
Ah! Well, there's 2 more mine worms. Can they do amphibious stuff? Am I gonna have to deal with them offloading, attacking same turn? I don't know. That's unifoil's as good as dead, though. I might try and offload into the fungus there. If they offload amphibiously, do they suffer combat penalty? I don't know. If they try and offload into this fungus, I'll probably want to be next to the fungus tiles to attack. Though. Alright. Well. Get the drop on any mine worms I can. But yeah, it's very remarkable. Americans can just keep taking things getting worse and worse. Doge, all that crap, Elon Musk, and just still think that they live in the best country in the world, which is bullshit. It says I'm an American, live in the United States too. It's not like I'm an expat or something. But that my fellow Americans can sit there and just take this and not realize they've been lied to so much of their life. America has become increasingly authoritarian. Authoritarianism isn't just about stuff like police crackdowns and censorship. Although those things occur and are already occurring in the United States, inherent to authoritarianism is usually economic and social hierarchy, which economic hierarchy, stratification within capitalism. Anyone? Those things go in hand with authoritarianism, authority at work, social hierarchies. There's different types of authority. It's not just the authority of the state, although that's the most important part to authoritarianism. Right. I could, interestingly, hunt for mine worms in this river bit. Like, just go around in circles. Or rather, it's actually more of a lake, but it would pose a danger if I lost that one rover to mine worms. I suppose to the base. I suppose budget agency is going here though, so it's gonna be that way no matter where I hunt for worms. All right. Well, heck with it. Oh, that's a rocky tile. Whoops. Oh. Alright. We'll get more units to hunt for the worms eventually. Instead of going all the way back here, I'm gonna have this recon rover just go to, say, a resettlement agency. Should plan ahead for colony there, base there. Recon rovers are reasonably efficient mineworm hunters as well as being decent in combat, since units that are unarmored, they can still kill fairly well. And even if they face plasma sentinels, if they attack the rovers, they're faster. The rovers will get away. Anything that's heavily armored, well, I mean, I guess not an armored rover, but that would still attack 50-50 odds. And if the plasma sentinels defend a stack with like heavily armed units, then the rovers, because they have the advantage of mobility against a stack that's got plasma infantry, can just roll in, attack. As long as they outnumber the defending stack, they'll probably kill like a plasma sentinel or two. And at that point, collateral damage will make the rest easy to pick off with other rovers, and they'll actually end up trading it better. Like, you'll lose fewer recon rovers than the stack will lose infantry. Just mobility is such a huge advantage. Impact rovers are, of course, a little better for not being canceled out at all by like plasma sentinels, but they're more expensive to build, and they're not cost effective for hunting worms with. So, because of the higher replacement costs. I guess the big thing is they can't take bases. They're offended by a lot of plasma sentinel units. But you don't need to take a base if you can just deny it access to its best tiles and destroy all the terraforming, like the roads and the mines and such. You can just do a war of attrition. Yeah, recon rovers are excellent units. Anyways, looks like I've terraformed down this tile, finally. Has that made other areas rainier to the east? Since less cloud cover is being blocked on the way to this tile? I don't know. Looks the same to me. Let's see. Should start a thermal borehole here. Not doing Jones Gracia UNHQ because I'm gonna just do a police infantry and Golden Age boom. Stellar West could be a condenser farm, I suppose. Probably just swap into nutrient-rich tile for a turn or two, though. Or I could do like this. I'm gonna all the way to size 9. To boom to size 8, I should say, and then 9. I'll just need to work that, and yeah, I can go back to working worse Tiles for nutrients. Da, 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 da. Actually, well, yeah, that's 2 nutrient surplus. 16 and 18. That'll be enough, and then swap from this to that. Still have 1 nutrient surplus. I'll work these 2. Actually, be neutral. The farm here will cancel a thermal borehole. Alright, well. Fun. One thing I should do eventually is build a that means drill the aquifer over here. Might run down through UNHQ. Now with the borehole somewhere else now. Oh, cancel action, not condenser, a thermal borehole. Nice. Health organization will easily grow up to size 9. Already. Let's get condenser there. So I can work the energy resource instead of a flat plane to grow boom further. Until I get a forest done. Speaking of forests, could do a forest here. Could have done one over there. That's actually a good spot for a borehole. I'll just do a borehole. It'll be one more energy in a forest. We're at that size now eventually. Instead of this, I'll run a nutrient deficit for a while. Tough. Turned one of the mines into a condenser. Or put kelp over there, more likely. Don't need to queue formers twice, though. Let's actually, that condenser won't be done in time, so I'll have to work flat tile. Oh well. Work the energy resource until borehole's done. Maybe. Impact skim ship. I haven't built any of these yet, but there are 3 rows. Compared to 4 for missile. Just noticed that was there. I'm like, maybe someday I'll build one. Maybe someday. Could do a network node. Nah, this doesn't produce enough labs. Oh yeah, I was looking at stuff like this before. That I guess these are trans, but in terms of prototyping, I could just build train units and upgrade across. It's a little more energy than a prototype, but if I really want extra, not doing that. Extra morale levels. Use for actual combat infantry. One more row to armor C-formers than to leave them unarmored if they're fungicide already, interestingly. Give me a moment. Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I just want to keep spamming formers, world health. They will get extra morale levels in the command center, which makes them slightly better to operate undefended, but mainly it's just I don't terribly need more units against the Spartans. I think I've got enough down there to beat them. And I am training units at border agency, which will get reduced support costs very soon with some of these units dying, maybe. It's also in Pop Boom. So should grow up to size 4, easy. And then 5. Still in Golden Age until then. I have 4 mineral surplus. Which allow these 3 units. Missile Rover, Impact Rover, Missile Squad. Either keep doing missile squads or swap to formers at that point. So yeah. Hydrology Council is working on missile squad. They're kind of cannon fodder for Sultan bases, so the fact there's no command center here, not a huge deal. And just doing some head math, making sure this base will stay in Golden Age. Well,
Request confirmation.
boom. So this base will keep booming past size 6. Get to size 6, still be in Golden Age. Get to size 7. Might lose Golden Age at that point because I won't have enough talents, but do a recycling tank later to help monitoring agency. Boom with the use of doctors. And that's if that condenser doesn't do it. Condensers are far cheaper than recycling tanks. What? I'll plant the forest. And then I can do a thermal borehole under it later. Be a better alternative than working this tile. Instead of 1 nutrient, 2 energy, 1 nutrient, 2 minerals and energy for world health. Of course, that'll raise the eco damage probably even higher, unfortunately, but such is life sometimes. This condenser will have to be worked by next pop to maintain pop booming. Have enough nutrients for it, and then a forest. Which point I can swap to working the offshore energy instead of the condenser. Bring down the eco damage just a tiny bit. And once this forest is done, I'll probably actually raise this to make room for planning agency and get working on moving all this fungus. But this will be land, this will be So the former can go south, southeast, southeast, and remove fungus as it goes, putting its fungicidal tanks to good use. Whereas these guys will work on a borehole. Alright, well, I was looking at bombarding this mine, but apologies, some background noise, which it doesn't seem that even the noise canceling got rid of. Yeah, the mine will actually be useful infrastructure once I capture the base, so I'm just gonna try it once when it was the most turns till I'd overrun all this, but at this point it won't be too much longer. Spartan army is just too far away. So it's in the probe team here, but actually, no, I'll protect it with a rover. They won't attack it with the hurry penalty there, especially not with an impact squad. They could still win. Keep an eye on units. They're really working on a hologram theater while they're getting overrun by Sparta. That's dumb at the university. Really dumb. It's different between impact squad and the infantry have armor. Wait, they're building armored? I mean, I suppose it's a counter to recon rovers, sort of. But recon rovers are cheaper and still trade reasonably cost effectively. But yeah, excuse me. I think I just want to grab these pods. Some bombarding stuff that I'm just gonna overrun very quick. None of this is gonna finish on time except this probe team. They can kiss their bases goodbye. And most of the army will disband when it lacks support anymore. It's all the way down here in Darwin. Which can only support so many units. Let's see fungus there. Cool. Oof. See fungus there. Just trying to get to this pod. Don't want to risk ending. I say that, but random miles of deep are actually pretty rare. Indigenous life forms. And I found one anyways. Why are the odds against this? Oh, because it's green. Oof. And lost. Sucks for me. Would have been nice to get the planet pearls. Well, hey, there's an Isle of the Deep to It doesn't have any mine worms, so it's not gonna actually harass Sparta. Just wanted to seize until it finds one of my other naval units or a university one. Well, there is a unifoil here. Maybe Sparta sunned it out and it'll get sunk.
Pod recovered.
Huh. Sonar pod. Locations of more unipods. Grab this one, but if there's owls at deep, won't have time to.
Turn complete.
So I'll grab this. A little safer. Yeah, where did that ship get its support from? I keep forgetting to check before naval combat. Only 3 bases that produce naval units. Here. Doesn't seem to be. Still no minerals. Here. Here, I think this one did nothing but transport, so... Maritime Command now has, 3 mineral surplus. I think it had less before. Cool. Navy has suffered heavy attrition from Isles of the Deep. In fact, I only have 2 Navy units left. A laser skim ship and a laser foil. Skim ship way out will probably end up sink quick enough, and in which case I'll just have my laser foil, which I guess is a little better ship. Offer to modernize its weapons. Let's just check something. Stuff that's already got synth metal. Oh, this is what it already had. It costs 10 more energy to upgrade to an impact foil. Or a missile skim ship even. Missile foil. Than if it didn't have the armor. It's not terrible. It is disciplined already. I have plasma hover boats for mine worm defense and impact missile skim ships for combat. Of which the missile skim ships are better. But the impact more cost effective, really. 4 rows versus 3, and maybe not. Depends how long they survive on average. Dangerous Isles, the deep still. Maybe I'm better off with the impact skim ships mostly. Looks like that's it. Rush that. Don't have enough energy to rush network node if I want that for some reason. Makes my tech costs go up. Give me industrial automation faster, unless that's what's selected. Hmm. Set to review everything. I'll do it all. Oh, I did find a little something to work, fix. Forest agency, currently doing this. Could be doing this and have the psych. Want to start the golden age early, but get the minerals. Instead of a psych point, I don't really need yet. And work this. Oh no, wait, that's 5 to grow. Okay, never mind that, but extra mineral for 2 nutrients to a colony pod. Nah, that's fine since I'll be nutrients can eventually be exchanged for running stuff at deficit, like forests. Very often do a dearth of mines around here. Probably talking 1 nutrient, 1 energy, but could sometimes be useful. Say that, but nah, probably be a Russian colony pod. Okay, I'm just gonna emphasize minerals above all. Forest agency. Anyways, Hydrology Council, Maritime Command. Oceans too. Maritime Command, Monitoring Agency. Booming at. I think I was working at Croatia before. I'm working Forest instead of this, probably. Extra econ point and mineral. Extra lab point mineral. couple of the nutrients. Yeah, rather have nutrients than a lab point. But I'll take the extra flow into the missile squad for sure. Costs 18, so 4, 4, 4, and probably 3, 3 by that point. This turn and next. I'll figure it out. Can't neglect my military entirely. It's some infantry, I suspect.